Guys, I believe at this point, I believe it might be safe to say that I've quote unquote cracked the cold email game in terms of being able to get large e-commerce brand owners on the phone via cold emails. So guys, what I'm going to be doing in this video is actually going about showing you guys how I'm actually going and actually setting around 2 to 4 meetings a week with e-commerce brands that are, already making, multiple 6 figures. Some of them are making, 50K, some of them are making 15K a month. So what I'm going to be doing is actually showing you all of that sort of stuff, because I used to believe that cold emails didn't work, they're dead, they just don't get answered, they're spammy. I had all these negative, misconceptions about cold emails. So in today's video, I'm going to break down exactly how I'm going about doing this. But first and foremost, I'm going to jump into my computer and actually show you a little bit of proof here to actually show you that I'm actually setting anywhere from 2 meetings a week, 1 meeting a week, 4 meetings a week, that sort of stuff. And I'll show you that I'm doing it consistently as well. So guys, as you can see, we're in my computer right now, and as you can see, it says February the 1st 2021. So I'm actually going to refresh this. Now what you're looking out for, guys, are these particular blue event types, I guess you would call them, on my actual calendar. So these are e-commerce brands that have set meetings with me via cold email. I kind of colored them blue to kind of show you guys that cold, I guess it just kind of relates to blue, I guess, like ice blue. So what I'm going to do is actually going to go over to the second week. So as you can see, that particular call I just showed you there was by a guy called Dandre. I'm not going to say his second name because obviously I'm going to cover this up. As you can see, that was a call that we actually had. He actually missed that, but he ended up booking a call in here. And then this is the second call we had to actually follow up based upon what we found in the initial discovery call. Because I'm kind of going for a somewhat of a 2-call close, if you will. But anyway, that was 1 meeting. So this kind of classes like 1 meeting. There's 2, I guess, because this is the same dude booking in because he wants to kind of do like a follow-up call. So this is another call here. So that's already 1 call. This is 2 calls. This is 3 calls. This right here looks weird because it's actually built. I actually booked this in with someone else's calendar. Here's another call. So on this particular day, I actually had 3 calls via cold email through with e-commerce brand owners that were making more than 15 to around 50K. I believe is one of the big 50K a month. That is the biggest brand I've actually had on the phone as of recording this. In fact, it might actually be more when I first started back in like August or something like that. But we'll just leave it at 50K per month right now. So as you can see, this is one. We've already had 1 meeting, kind of discussed DeAndre, I guess. This is 1 meeting here. So that 1 meeting on the previous page. This is another meeting here, another meeting here, another meeting here. So this meeting right here, again, these 2 have been booked on other people's calendars because e-commerce business owners, they're very tech savvy. They already have their calendars set up. So sometimes they just say, hey, sure, just book on my calendar. So that's what you can see right here. So these 2 are actually calls here. All these other colors, don't worry about them. I'll kind of discuss them in a second. But again, there's 3 calls right there. There's 1 call right here. So in this particular week, I had 1 call, 3 calls here, 4 calls here. I guess you could call this 5. And this is another one where I actually followed. This is the same person booking in what I booked in on their calendar to kind of have like a follow-up call. Because like I said, I'm doing like a 2-call close thing. I'm actually just waiting for these 2 people to actually to follow up, kind of to go over. This particular week, February the 15th, I guess, going onwards, was kind of a slow week for me. I actually only had 1 call with this particular brand owner. And again, let me go to the next week. This particular brand owner actually booked in a second call to actually follow up with me based upon what we found. Because again, I'm doing like a 2-call close. So as you can see, this week we had 2 calls here, or 3 calls actually. And this is the day we're on right now, Saturday the 27th of Feb, as you can see, top right corner. So guys, now that you've seen some of the proof in the back end of my actual calendar software, it's not like I'm setting the most amount of meetings, but the meetings I'm setting are of good quality. I mean, they are, the actual business owner, they are, the businesses themselves are great businesses. They're qualified, they have the right people in place, they have the right structures in place, they have the right products in place, they have the right sort of content in place when it comes to creatives and creating their ads and stuff like that. They also have the right finances in place and funnels in place as well. So they're very high quality calls. So I would rather take less amount of calls, but with higher quality brands. Now, let me actually go about talking to you about how I'm going about doing this. So first and foremost, guys, when it comes to e-commerce brands, right, you want to make sure that obviously your lead sourcing is down pat. So what I recommend you do, guys, is practice first and foremost 100 leads. What I mean by this is go and collect 100 leads yourself, or even 50 leads yourself, and make sure you understand what a qualified brand is from not a qualified brand. And what I mean by that is actually go and create, and this is what I actually did. I created a recording of myself going through what a qualified business is and what a qualified business isn't. So I'd show people, on my screen I would actually pull up what a dropshipping business is and what an actual e-commerce brand is, like an actual business, an actual brand is. I would show the difference and how you can identify them really quickly. And then what I did was I I showed them all the pre-qualifying criteria. For example, I kind of pick out businesses that are already running ads, so they already have somebody running their ads for them, because this is one of my criteria. But I only want them to have around 1 to around 30 ads running, and if their ads are really plain and crappy, and again, I show them what good ads are versus what bad ads are. And this all, guys, is a recording video that I send over to somebody I hire on Upwork to actually go and do my lead sourcing for me. Then what I do is I go and scrape a whole bunch of leads using what you call a technology lookup, and you can actually just type in technology lookup, or you can even go to like myip.ms and actually just scrape a whole bunch of leads there, or even just go to Upwork and buy a lead list for like really cheap. And then what you want to do is have somebody go through that lead list and actually qualify the businesses and make sure that the emails are verified. I mean, you can have just one person do this. It's a little bit slow if you do it, but what I've noticed, guys, is if you go and scrape a whole bunch of leads, have them in a sheet already, and then have just a person go through that, it's much quicker, and actually qualify the businesses and like delete the businesses who are not a good fit and who are just too big or too small. I actually recommend you do that. So what I've done is set that system up in place. So that's the lead sourcing stuff. Now let me explain to you why I recommend you do that. Well, first and foremost, if you go and just literally try and find like 50 e-commerce businesses right now, I'm telling you right now, it's going to take you so much time that you're going to be bogged down. It's going to be almost overwhelming for you to even think about writing the cold emails and personalizing the cold emails, because it's just so much work. And the people we're trying to compete against literally have full sales teams, they have cold callers, they have lead sources, they have people and multiple burner emails that are sending literally hundreds, 200 emails a day out with, and we just cannot compete with that. So what I recommend you do, guys, is at least hire somebody to do this for you. Now you're probably thinking, Montel, this sounds expensive. How much can you hire somebody to do this for you? I mean, you can literally pay somebody $200 a month for this, and they'll literally pull in, 20 leads a day, 30 leads a day. Just depends on, what you're going to actually, it's all about negotiation with this, guys, as well. So like, I would jump on Upwork and actually start looking for people you can actually hire in terms of hiring. Now, if you guys can't afford that, this is what I've been saying to you guys all along. Why don't you just start an Upwork agency in terms of go to Upwork, create a freelance account, close 2 clients, $500 a month. Now you're making a grand a month. Take that grand per month and use it and hire people to actually do this stuff for you. This is exactly what I've been trying to tell you guys. I've been screaming and ranting about on my channel for ages. Why not just start from the very beginning, get 3 clients or 2 clients, even just paying you $600, so 500 to 600, 500 to a grand a month, really easily, because you can do that super easily. I've closed 4 clients this month. And again, that money, all I'm using that money for is to literally, and this is the key, guys, you want to eliminate most of your like personal expenses. I mean, like, stop going out, stop partying for a bit. I mean, it's going to be worth it when you're 30 years old and you're, like a millionaire and whatnot, and all your friends are still working jobs. Believe me, it's going to be worth it. Think more long term, guys. Don't do stupid shit with your money is what I'm trying to say. Don't buy fancy cars. It's just stupid, guys. Any car can get you from A to B. Like, I don't care. I love cars. Believe me, I love cars, and I probably will be getting a very expensive car in the near future, but I just don't care about cars right now. What I care about is setting up my systems so well that I literally do not have to run my own business. I want my business to be in a place where it's like I can go away for 2 months straight and my business will have actually grown whilst I've been away. That's when you know you're an actual CEO. So that's the kind of like mindset that I want you guys to be in as well. So what I'm trying to say to you guys is Upwork Connects are going to cost you money. So what I would recommend you do is get some sort of like initial startup money, maybe sell like your PS5 or some dumb shit like that, sell your PS4 or something like that. That's kind of like what I had to do at the very beginning when I first started SMMA. In fact, first started like dropshipping. Like my first ever thing that I actually did was sell just shit that I did not use. Then what you do with that money is use Upwork. Go on Upwork, start applying to jobs. So I believe that's going to be the quickest way for you to get like a $500 per month client, or even 2, 3 of those, or even 4 of those, 5 of those. And now you're making, anywhere from like $500 to $2,500 a month, really quickly as well, guys. I'm talking like just a couple of months. I closed 4 clients this month. So as you can see, it stacks up very quickly. Then what you're going to do is, instead of being a dumbass and using that money for something stupid like bottle service, like how I did when I first started, you're going to take that money and you're going to invest that into hiring certain people to build out a more traditional agency, which is, getting people to lead source for you. So I literally have people finding leads for me as we speak right now. I also have people writing, I actually have 2 people in fact, writing personalized first lines for my emails. So when it comes to writing emails, I'll be getting into this in a second, because this is how I'm setting my meetings. I've got a system in place. First of all, my lead sourcing is automated. So people are going out there and finding qualified leads for me. So now I have this nice list of leads. Then I share that same list of leads with 2 personalized first line writers. So these 2 personalized first line writers, all they do is for example, let's just imagine an Excel sheet. You have the business name, the owner's name, the owner's email address, their Instagram page, and then you have another section, and these are columns by the way, another section called personalized first lines going down the going down the sheet. And then you have one line is a business, another line is another business, another business, another business, another business. You get the idea. You guys know what a fucking Excel sheet looks like, hopefully. So at the end, there's a personalized first line column. So what my first line writers do is they log into obviously Google Sheets every day, and they go around the internet. What they do is they click on the business, and they actually have a look at the business and see if they can find, some information about the business. They actually type the business name into Google and the business owner's name into Google, and they find information about the business. For example, if somebody's being featured in Forbes, for example. So let's say we've got a business here, and the business is TX Tech. We just call it TX Tech. They're a tech company. So and the guy's called Mike. So what they would do is they would type in TX Tech Mike and then his second name into Google, and that actually pulls up news articles, interviews, podcasts, YouTube videos. And what my first line writers do is they'll write an introductory line, like a compliment, saying, "Hey Mike, love the interview you had with Forbes back in May 2020. It was awesome to learn about your 3 founding principles to founding a business successfully. I really love the point you made about sustainability when it comes to creating a tech business." That would be what you call a personalized first line, because it's actually personalized and it's written to him, and you've date dropped when the interview was. You can also do what I like to call name dropping. Name dropping is when you say, "Hey Mike, loved when you talked about how you and your wife Sarah, had your first child, and that pushed you to leave your job and start TX Tech," or whatever the business was, what I said it was. But as you can see, I'm actually name dropping his wife's name, Sarah. So it actually sounds like I know this dude. I literally have done my research on this dude. And that's what you call a personalized first line. A personalized first line is not this, saying, "Hey Mike, I came across TX Media on Google and saw that you was the CEO." Like that, people know that they're what you call merge tags, because a merge tag is, you have like an Excel sheet where you have the company name, you have the business owner's first name, last name, their position, their email address, and all you're doing is using like a software such as like Lemlist or Mailshake to actually use like merge tags where you're saying, "Hey," and it will include the person's name. So like AF name would be "Hey first name," so it would be "Hey Mike, I came across," and then it would say C name, which is obviously company name. "Hey company name," so it would be like, "Hey Mike, came across company name on Google and seen that you was the," and then it would go into the positions thingy where you've got all the, the business owner's actual positions, such as, CEOs, co-founder, owner, all the other stuff. So I know what you guys are doing. You're trying to do this shit. You're trying to use merge tags to say, "Hey Mike, came across," and then you would say company name and saw that you was the position of the company. That does not work, guys. You actually have to write personalized first lines. Yes, it does take a long time, which is why I'm saying to you guys, hire somebody to do this for you, because it's going to basically allow you to, all you have to do now is just basically read through, and this is the position I'm in right now. All I do on a day-to-day basis is I read through what my personalized first line writers have actually written that particular day. I just double check for any errors. I download that sheet, then I put it into Lemlist. Now I've been using Lemlist for freaking ages. It was so funny because I literally came across Lemlist like, I believe it was like 9-10 months ago at this particular point. And now all these gurus are talking about Lemlist and whatnot. I was having a joke one day about Lemlist as well, like when I first started it, and I was like, "Oh look, all the gurus are eventually gonna catch on and start using Lemlist." Dudes, I've been using Lemlist for a long time. Anyway, whoop-de-woo, who cares? But anyway, long story short, here's how I'm automating it. There's basically a couple of parts to it. There's one, hiring lead sources to find me qualified leads so I don't have to do that, because that right there is a 9-to-5 job. Not even joking, guys. No guru will tell you this, but it's a 9-to-5 job. The second thing I'm doing is I'm automating my my emails by having first line writers. So my first line writers, again, they're writing 25 emails a day each. So I'm sending 50 emails a day, guys. This is what I'm trying to say to you guys. How are you guys going to compete with me writing 50 emails a day on your own? You're not going to do that, because taking just the time out to even go and find 50 leads a day is probably going to take you the whole entire day. You won't even be able to write the 50 emails a day. So as you can see, I've got 2 people writing 25 first lines, so that's 50 emails a day. I have the lead sources, so that's those 2 areas are automated. Now, when it comes to actually sending the emails and following up, there's no way a human being, just a single human being, is going to be able to send 50 emails a day. And then remember, those 50 emails need to then get followed up with 3 days later if they haven't replied. And then if they haven't replied after that, they get another email 4 days later. And if they haven't replied after that, they get another email 4 days later. address. It's kind of like a cliche, almost 4-step system, if you will, email system. So yeah, you kind of do want to have that because that's like your first initial touch points. But again, if you watch any sort of marketing person or anybody who knows sales, it takes more than 5 touch points to get clients and to actually set meetings and stuff like that. But we'll just talk about this lower level stuff right now, which is, you know, just getting your first meetings first. Then we'll talk about the more advanced stuff about funnels and all that sort of stuff later. But yeah, you guys get the idea. It's a 4-step or 5-step email sequence that you take people through, and you want to use a software for this. The reason why I say you want to use a software for this is because there's no way a human being can keep track of all of this without having to hire a huge team to actually do this for you. Because I think about it, 50 emails a day is quite steep, and you want to make sure that you have a very warm email address when you scale up to 50 emails a day, or at least have 2 emails, 2 Lemlist accounts to actually do this if you're going to do that. I actually only have 1 right now, which is a little bit bad. I'm probably going to burn that email out, but don't worry, I've already got other emails in the background already being warmed up using certain services. You can literally Google how to warm up an email address automatically. There's a service for like $9 or something like that on Google. Just use that and it will warm up any email address in the background for $9 a month. And what it does is it emails other people back and forth that also use that service, so it looks like your email address is actually having real conversations with real people, because it actually genuinely is. It's just that the emails are kind of like bogus, if you will. They're made by an algorithm, if you will. But with that being said, guys, that's how I'm going about automating my emails and then sending out, you know, the emails via Lemlist. And again, guys, this is what you're going to do. You're going to take this video and you're going to miss everything I just said about the personalized first lines, because you're so lazy, and humans just have this. We're just so lazy that we just want to automate everything. I know that it's very tempting, but guys, do not do this, because you're not going to set any meetings. You're going to try and scrape a whole bunch of leads. This is exactly what you're going to do, because I did it and it does not work. It just leaves you with a salty taste in your mouth saying that like emails don't work when they clearly do. I used to do this. You're going to go and scrape 100 leads, 200 leads, 1,000 leads, whatever it is. Then you're going to throw them into Lemlist. You're not going to personalize them. You're not going to double check the emails are verified, because it takes too much work. You're definitely not going to personalize the first lines. You're just going to use merge tags, and then you're going to send out 1,000 emails. You're going to sit back and wait for the money to reel in, and you're not going to set a single meeting. Believe me, that's exactly what you're going to do. So if you're doing that right now, stop what you're doing, personalize the first lines, do exactly what I've talked about. Go back on my channel and show and actually watch how to actually go about personalizing first lines. And trust me, guys, you will have way more success personalizing and sending fewer emails than you will if you send like 10,000 emails with no personalization. Trust me, these business owners know exactly who's using merge tags. They're smart enough to know that. They're freaking e-commerce business owners, for goodness sakes. So they are tech savvy. So that being said, guys, as you can see, I hope you obviously, first of all, I hope you've enjoyed this. But as you can see, I hope that I've kind of sparked your ideas, because think about it, guys. If you can't afford this automation, for example, Lemlist is an automation tool. Having your lead sourcer go through your leads, having personalized first line writers, it does cost money, and money is the fuel to business. So what I'm trying to say to you guys is, why not just use Upwork to close like 3 clients, $600 per month, have like 1,800 coming in, keep that 1,800 and actually just use that to fuel your business in terms of your email outreach system. Have an email outreach system running in the background while you're still using Upwork and whatnot, and have that kind of like on the side generating new meetings as well. So that's what I kind of want to break down to you guys. With that being said, guys, hope that you've enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys in the next video. If you guys are struggling with your email system, or if you're struggling with setting meetings with emails or anything like that, or even lead sourcing, how to find leads at scale and stuff like that, I teach that all in my 4-week program. So if you're interested in that, please drop me a DM on Instagram. Or if not, I'll actually drop the link in the actual call links. It's a free call. What we go through is actually if you even need this system, how we can actually implement it for you. With that being said, guys, if you want to book in a free call to talk about the 4-week program that I have and the one-on-one help that I can actually offer you, because I've actually gone through, done this myself, built this myself, and had to actually fail a lot. And now it's actually, I'm starting to see some really good success with the emails, setting meetings and stuff like that. Guys, if you want help with that, again, I'll drop my calendar link below. Just booking a call. It's completely free. We'll just talk. And if you don't like the call, guys, don't worry. You can literally just end the call if you really wanted to. I'm not going to have a hissy fit or anything like that. You're still going to walk away with a whole bunch of value. So I recommend you book in. The only way you can lose is if you don't book in. Yeah, pretty much. But anyway, guys, hope you guys are doing well. I'll see you guys in the next video. Like, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you turn on the notification bell as well. Anyway, peace.